Alright guys, welcome back to Urge. It's been crazy recently, but we're still here. We're still doing stuff. We are jumping right back where we left off. We got the Oath of Vengeance Paladin.
Yes.
Subclass.
Indeed.
Let's go. Tenets.
Alright, so the Oath of Vengeance Paladin is more of the Holy Avenger, not just the true, lawful good Paladin, goody two-shoes kind of guy. Everything, it's fight the greater evil, no mercy for the wicked, by any means necessary, and restitution. The big one to me is by any means necessary. So it's saying maybe you do something that a lot of other paladins might find questionable, but if it's for the greater good and it will defeat a bigger foe, that's all that matters in the long run.
Yep. Then we move on to the Oath spells that you get for Vengeance. We have some actually really good spells, probably some of the best spells for Subclass. We have at level 3, Bane, Hunter's Mark. Level 5, Hold Person, Misty Step. Level 9, Haste, Protection from Energy. 13, Banishment and Dimension Door. And 17, Hold Monster and Scrying. Lots of utility, lots of concentration spells, but a lot of good concentration spells. Right. Very utility-based, really good spell list here for Subclass.
Yeah, you got some options to help you do some extra damage, like Hunter's Mark and things. You get Hold Person for the CC.
Always good.
And Haste, good. All the great things you can do for you. And Banishment, just to get somebody out, because Paladins get some options like that. It's pretty cool. Channel Divinity, these are probably two of the better Channel Divinity options that any Paladin subclass gets. Add your enemy, for shorthand, essentially gives you a chance to frighten a creature and reduce their speed to 0 on a failed save. The underrated part of this is even on a successful save, their speed is still reduced by half. So no matter even fail or succeed the saving throw against your Channel Divinity, it's going to affect that target in some way. Yeah. Even just by halving their speed, it still lets them. They can't get away from you if it's a caster trying to run from you, and so you can't get to them and smash them as a paladin. They can't get away from you that easily because their speed's halved.
Yeah, and also before we forget too, fiends and undead have disadvantage as well.
Correct. Yeah, so also matters. The other one, which is the one to me you'd go with, unless you're really trying to frighten somebody, is Vow of Enmity. Mm-hmm. It's a bonus action, which is great. Instead of the other one actually is an action for Add Your Enemy. For Vow of Enmity is actually a bonus action, and you just get advantage against a single target for 1 minute. So 10 rounds of combat, you have advantage of all your attacks against somebody, which fits the theme of this Oath of Vengeance Paladin. Perfect to perfection, because there's no save. It just happens. Just check mark, click and go.
Yep. And it actually gets better later, but we'll get there.
Yeah, indeed.
Level 7, we get Relentless Avenger. Basically, when a creature tries to run away from you, you can use your reaction to hit them as with an opportunity attack. But then if you hit them, you can move half of your movement speed to pursue after them, and it doesn't provoke opportunity attack. So if you're surrounded and one of the people runs away, you get your opportunity attack on them, and you can chase after them without provoking opportunity attacks of the allies next to them. So a nice little way to stick on your target a little bit more, give them a hard time.
I can imagine having one of the longer weapons with reach, sticking somebody and just spinning around them like a clock almost. Be ready come back into my range again. But it's a free get out of jail if you are kind of surrounded, which I think is a really cool way to make use of that ability as well.
Yeah. And then at level 15 we have Soul of Vengeance. This actually is going to upgrade your Vow of Enmity. So essentially, when a creature who is marked by your Vow of Enmity attacks you, you can use reaction to attack back. So it gives you 2 uses of your reaction between this and Relentless Avenger. So if they hit you, you can use your reaction to hit them back, or try to hit them back. And if they run away, you can use your reaction for opportunity attack and to try to pursue after if you hit them. So it gives you a little bit of utility there on how to use your reaction, because a lot of classes don't get a whole lot of options when it comes to reactions other than opportunity attacks. So it just gives you a little bit more option there.
For sure. Your big Capstone ability is level 20, so you got to go all the way through 20 levels of Paladin to get to, which is rough. I think a lot of subclasses, your Capstone hits at 17 or 18. You go all the way to 20 to get to those big Paladin Capstone abilities. This is Avenging Angel. Use your action for 1 hour. You get to fly with 60 feet movement speed, which is great. For a Paladin trying to get into melee range, you can avoid some opportunity attacks, just fly over the top of people and go smash who you want to go smash, which is great. You also emit an aura, 30-foot radius. First time any enemy creature enters the aura and starts its turn there, Wisdom saving throw, or they become frightened for a minute or until they take damage. Attack rolls against frightened creatures have advantage. So essentially, you've got a 30-foot aura around you as you fly across the field, and anytime anybody is in that that field for the first time, they have a chance to be frightened by you, and then you can go get a free smack on them, or just let them stay there paralyzed in fear. Chance to maybe thin the herd a little bit while you concentrate down who gets damaged. Does last for an hour, which is longer than some of the other Capstone Paladin subclasses, but it's like the other ones. It's a once a day use, once per long rest. Yeah, which is really kind of the drawback with the Capstone Paladin abilities.
Yeah. So with that, those are all the abilities and the tenets and the spells. So now we move on to the roleplay value, the scoring sections. So for the RP value, kind of break it down just a little bit for you. The tenets of vengeance. As we said before with Paladins, because they have that little like RP guide kind of thing for the subclass, we've given all of them a bonus half point just from that. So we go from 1 to 1.5. And after that, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot more of RP value to the class. There's some arguments that could be made for like hold person and hold monster and maybe banishment. Scrying, yeah. I mean, you do some RP there, okay, that maybe some value there possibly, and then
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then you could maybe, like, it's a bit of a stretch, I think, but you could maybe use like Edge your enemy as RP, maybe. But the other stuff are pure combat. I mean, flying maybe, but you're not going to waste your one a day ability for an RP event when you can fly and you're fighting a big bad.
Listen, at the end of the day, maybe.
Yeah, you want to have a nice RP fly over the sunset or something. You could, but I mean, come on, let's be real here. So we went with the 2, just because it just didn't seem like there's tons of RP value to this subclass.
On the combat side of things, when we first start reading through these, you get really excited because the success in the combat side for Oath of Vengeance is front-loaded. Yeah. If you're doing a low-level one-shot or early campaign Paladin, this thing would be a 5-star, no question about it. Between the Oath of Vengeance spells you get, like what Jameson said earlier, one of the best collection of subclass spells we've seen overall, because spells like Hunter's Mark for extra damage, Hold Person, Haste, Banishment, Hold Monster even later that Paladins you can just get. Don't have to write spending a known spell on is great. The Channel Divinities both are great options. One doesn't require a save. One even has a effect even if they do succeed the saving throw. But then it plateaus hard after what you get early and then just slowly tapers off. Relentless Avenger, Soul of Vengeance are okay. They're fine. But if those were like level 3 abilities, they would be a lot better instead of your level 7 and level 15 ability. I'm like, it's just kind of lackadaisical, a little kind of disappointing. And of course, the Capstone, while it is cool in theme, and granted, it does last longer than the other ones, but I would still rather have that Oath of Ancients 1 minute of just being an absolute monster, world wrecker, than the 1 hour of has a chance to frighten stuff and can fly. I think overall that's much better option. So the Capstone here, a little lackadaisical. So we went with a 4 because there is a lot of great stuff early, but it does kind of taper off hard as you level up. Yeah, it's just, and it depends. A lot of campaigns are make it to 20, so it's like maybe 20 abilities, not that worthwhile. Right. The other thing too to consider. The subclass doesn't have an aura attached to it. Correct. The aura only is active with your level 20 ability, and it's only a Frighten. So the other classes get that aura that stacks with your other auras. I believe that's level 7 too on the other ones. Yeah, that's a huge buff there. Yeah. Versus on this level 7, you're getting to move with an opportunity attack. It's like, is it good? Yeah. Is it that good? No. You get to move 15 feet for most people with an opportunity attack. You could, if you're gonna move 15 feet, you're gonna move 30 feet next turn. I mean, right? It's really the avoiding opportunity attacks really what makes that okay. So, I don't know, but yeah, 4 out of 5 I thought was fair. Yeah. And then last for class synergy, we kind of went over everything again. There's definitely some inner subclass synergy, like Soul of Vengeance directly improves Valve Enmity, which is is good. And then Relentless Avenger with the opportunity attacks. I mean, every character gets opportunity attacks. It doesn't matter what class you are. Right. So, is it synergy? Kind of, and then, your Edge enemy, your other Channel Divinity options, your spells kind of, maybe kind of go with Paladin themes a little bit with what you're trying to do. Gives you more utility for movement, staying in, like, Misty Step and Midge Stroke help you stay in range of stuff. Being a melee fighter and having those abilities can be really helpful, because
The worst thing is when you're a melee fighter, and you don't have to be a melee. You know, people always say like, "Well, you don't have to be melee as a fighter or a."
But your ability to do anything tapers off hard if you're not within 5 to 10 feet of something.
Yeah, it's gonna. Most people are gonna play paladins. They're gonna be melee.
Yes.
You could try to use dex and all that, and take some weird feats and stuff to be able to use crossbows. But come on, let's be honest. So you're gonna try to stay within range. It's gonna help a little bit. So we decided to go with 3.5.
Yeah.
For the synergy, because there's some good stuff here, some stuff that's just kind of generally good. Doesn't necessarily impact class synergy, so it's like we kind of gave points for that, but I mean it's not like direct impact.
Yeah, for sure.
But
ultimately, guys, that's our thought on the Oath of Vengeance subclass. By all means, let us know what you think down in the comments below, because everybody's opinion is different. And by all means, if you've played one of these before and you found some interesting things you think that really makes this subclass maybe better, or saw some cool tricks we couldn't find, by all means, let us know.
as always, guys,
Thanks for watching.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boys from Urge Gaming. We're here again to talk a little bit about some Dungeons and Dragons classes. So stay tuned. If you want to know a little bit more about some paladins, maybe some clerics, or even warlocks,
we'll get there.
He's over there eating my Reese's ice cream right now.
kind of things.